Hi, this is Sugar Shane Mosley, and you're watching True School Sports.
All right.
Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT. I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, a lot of people have been asking me about this news and they wanted my opinion on it. So here it is. The WBA has formally ordered a title consolidation clash with Triple G, Gennady Golovkin, and Erislandy Lara. Now, very interesting stuff here. You know, obviously we know that Golovkin has the WBA Super title, and Lara holds the other version of that title, the regular title. So now they will fight to determine who the real WBA champion is in the middleweight division. Now, so far as the fight is concerned, I actually like the fight because I always like when two, good fighters who are of age, who are old. I like a good old guy fight, and this fight with Golovkin and Lara would fall under that category. Gennady Golovkin just lost to Canelo Alvarez, but before that he knocked out Ryota Murata, so he's still shown that he's at a good level in the sport. And then when you look at Lara and what he's been able to do in his last 3-4 fights since he lost to Brian Castano. I mean, he had a draw at Brian Castano in 2019, and then since that fight, 3 out of his last 4 wins have been by knockout. He knocked out Canelo Alvarez's brother. Thank you for that. He knocked out Thomas Cornflake Lamana in 1 round, and he looked like Mike Tyson while he was doing it. Dude destroyed Thomas Lamana. And then he beat up the corpse of Gary Spike O'Sullivan on the Rolly versus Tank undercard. So that's what he's done. He hasn't really beat anybody great. But one thing that I will say positive about Lara and his style is that his legs aren't what they used to be, but his legs are because he can't move like he used to. Now he has to sit there and fight in the pocket, and we're starting to see that Lara has a little bit of power. Now this is an intriguing fight because both these guys I think are trying to put the finishing touches on their careers. Lara has been a world champion. He's been at that championship level for a long time. Golovkin's obviously cemented his place as a future Hall of Famer in the sport and a guy that's gonna be remembered forever in history. So it's a good fight. Golovkin still has power. We saw it in the back half of the Canelo fight when he actually decided to commit to punches and throw. We know Lara has power, and we know Lara still has his wits about him, and he's defensively slick in there. So I'll love this fight if it comes off. Lara I think could present some problems for Triple G and give him a loss. And I really do believe if Lara was able to get this win against Triple G, it would really be the best win of his career. Beating an older Golovkin, because Golovkin is still a name. He's still Golovkin. He's a guy that's unified champion. The win would make him not just the WBA champion, but it would also make him a unified champion point blank period. It'd make him the IBF and WBA unified middleweight champion. So that it would be a big deal for Lara to put that on his resume at 39 years old, because it is what it is. This division at 160 is being ruled by old guys. Golovkin's like 40, Lara is 39. Johnny Beck's in his 30s, Charlo's in his 30s. Very few guys. I mean, one of the top contenders is Eubank. He's like 33. So, the division doesn't have a whole lot of elite guys that are young, which is why I think the division is greatly suffering. But good fight. I like this fight. Golovkin versus Canelo, in my opinion, was like it looked like a rehearsed fight. The first 7 rounds of that fight looked it looked like it was fixed. Truth be told, just being honest. And the reason I say this is because Golovkin didn't commit to his jab. He didn't really commit to much of anything. But you saw towards the back half of that fight that his power has not gone. When Golovkin commits to the punches and he sits down on the punches and he really throws with bad intentions, he can still get your attention. And I will be led to believe he's fighting a guy in Lara who I feel like he's not going to have as much respect for going into this fight. And so I would expect him to throw punches with meaner intentions in the earlier part of the fight. Also, I think Lara is going to be there in the pocket because, like I said, his legs aren't what they used to be. So the Lara that fought Canelo in 2013, 2014, and whenever they fought, you're not going to get that guy when he fights Golovkin because that's just not who he is anymore. And truth be told, he fights very well as an aggressive fighter. A lot of times these Cubans don't make the transition from being the technical slick boxers to being aggressive fighters, to being guys who can sit there in the pocket and beat you up. But Lara actually fights that style very, very well. And I've actually, believe it or not, I've actually enjoyed these fights, like the Gary Spike O'Sullivan, Thomas Cornflake LaManna, Roman Alvarez. These fights, albeit against guys that he's much better than skill-wise, he's beat the brakes off these dudes, and it's been fun to watch. So could he do it against an elite guy like Golovkin? That's the question. You know, nobody's dropped Golovkin. One thing Golovkin showed in his career is that he has an absolute granite chin. So something's got to give. Either Golovkin's going to continue to show the world that, hey, I lost to Canelo, but I'm still one of the best fighters in the world at middleweight, or Lara's going to show that, hey, you know, you guys been sleeping on me for a long time, and I'm like a fine wine. I get better with time. So hopefully it comes off, but that's the news. The WBA has ordered a consolidation clash to determine who is the real champion in the WBA for the middleweight division. So make of that what you will. Let me know who you guys are picking down below. What chance do you give Lara in the fight, as well as Golovkin? Leave all that good stuff down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just Kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.
Thank you for watching True School Sports.
No, follow this kid.
Oh.
You know, he's a true, he's a young, true, passionate person who follows boxing. He wakes up thinking about boxing and he goes to sleep thinking about boxing.
This is true.
Good kid, good man, and looking forward to seeing him everywhere in the boxing world.
Hey man, if you ain't subscribed to True School Sports, you fucking up, man. Make sure you subscribe, bro.
Fucking up big time.
Make sure, man.